Measurement messages.
Yes. As I was saying, PCET is Education Trust, and under this trust, we have over 12 institutes and over 47,000 engaged with us. Now, PCET's vision extends to the establishment of PCU as well, that is Pimpri Chinchwad University, where our focus lies on delivering top notch education and fostering innovation. PCU offers a diverse array of programs spanning engineering, technology, management, design, liberal arts, mass media, pharmacy, law, and of course the School of Sciences, which I'm really happy to represent today. I would just like to show a short video of our Pimpri Chinchwad University today for all our audience.
The Pimpri Chinchwad Education Trust has established a state-private university known as Pimpri Chinchwad University at Sate, Vadgaon Mawar in Pune Metropolitan Regional Development Authority. It is a 30-acre campus of academic facilities and amenities for students and teachers to help them to achieve their fullest potential. The Pimpri Chinchwad University campus is well connected with the cities Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad by road through Mumbai-Pune National Highway number 4 as well as Mumbai-Pune Expressway. Also, railway station Kanhe is at 1 kilometer distance. The nearest airport is Pune Airport. PCU has its different verticals which prepares leaders from different fields. School of Engineering and Technology. School of Design. School of Media Arts and Communication Studies by incorporating cultural activities, events, and organized tours and trips, fostering a holistic development approach. In a sense, Pimpri Chinchwad University is not just an institution. It is a vibrant ecosystem that nurtures talent, fosters creativity, and provides a platform for students to thrive in every aspect of their academic journey. PCU bus transport provides service across the city. Pimpri Chinchwad University, transformative education that empowers success in a rapidly evolving world. The Pimpri
Rupali ma'am, are you there with us?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. So, very good afternoon to all of you. And thank you everyone for joining this webinar. As we very well aware that this webinar will be beneficial if you join this webinar. So today I am introducing about the School of Sciences. So under the Pimpri Chinchwad University, we had a one school, that is School of Sciences. Under this, we had a different stream like clinical psychology, BSc programs over there. So BSc in clinical psychology, BSc in nutrition and dietetics, and also we are having a BSc in cyber security, and also BSc in clinical microbiology. So the course program is planned according to the education policy. So we had planned a very diverse this syllabus by making incorporating the board of studies from industry as well as academia. So it fills the gap between industry and academia, which will helpful for the students' academic development and also for their training and their placement purpose. So the program is very niche in the field of sciences and it is highly demanded. Okay, so according to the corona pandemic, we are very much familiar with the health perspective. So these program both will be very beneficial in our day-to-day life. It is not for ourselves, it is for the everyone which is surrounding you. So this is the very useful program which is running under PCU and the under the leadership of Professor Ruchu Kutiala madam. She's heading the department. So thank you one and all for giving me the opportunity. On behalf of School of Sciences, I introduce today's speaker, which will be among all of us. Yes. So today we are having a very renowned speaker, that is Hitesh Oswal sir. So he has been working in the field of mental health. So nowadays we are also having this webinar, the webinar which is related, and he's having a experience of more than 2 years. He's also completed his bachelor in bachelor degree in the psychology, and also he had done his master's in clinical psychology from DY Patil College of Pimpri. So currently he is working as a mental health associated in at Mukta Mental Health Helpline. So he is actively involved in the capacity building and training counselor in the mental health in the Bihar who work with the person with the tuberculosis. Additionally, he engages in networking and forming a partnership with the NGOs, government institution, educational institute, and further to enhance the capacity building efforts and facilitate mental health session. So I will be held from the Hitesh sir. So yes, Hitesh sir. Hi.
Hello, hello. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rupali ma'am, for this warm welcome. So just wanted to understand as to like, do we begin with the session right now?
Yes,
Yes,
please,
yes.
Mr. Hitesh. You
Okay.
please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So again, thank you so much, the Pimpri Chinchwad University and the department, HODs, everyone. So I think Rupali ma'am has already given a brief introduction about myself, right? Also, before we delve into the session, I wanted to understand from our participants, which language would you all be comfortable before Hindi, Marathi, English? You all can put your views in the chat box below. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, हम हिंदी इंग्लिश में will do the mixture of these two languages as
I think, Mr. Hitesh, English would be comfortable for everybody.
all right.
So,
All right.
yeah, you can speak in English. That would be okay. Yeah.
No
Thank
issues,
you.
no issues. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll begin. Also, I'll prefer that today's today's thing should not look like a lecture Rather, I would encourage the participants to participate as well so that we could have a discussion rather than just me speaking or a lecture sort of thing. Okay, so our today's topic is mind and body connection. As the name says, today we understand mind and body separately and together. Hmm? So first, let's start with body. Hmm? When we speak about our body, right? Of course, what we see is our body, heart, pair, head, right? Similarly, what happens to our body? Like what are the most common concerns do we do observe with our body? Like let's say headache, fever, injury, right? This is what we usually see when we speak about physical health. Hmm? But physical health is also about feeling tired, fatigue, laziness, getting tired very frequently, right? So this is something I wanted to bring in. Ki it's not just limited to fever, any let's say BP. It's not just any heart issue as well. It's also about the other things that I just mentioned. So now as we all are students, I guess most of our audience are students, and even me being a student, I do understand कि of course college में रहते हैं, we do have this tendency to have nicer food, which अपने हिसाब से nicer means tasty, right? So of course I do understand that is essential for us. uh, कभी कभार of course it's important for us as well, but also understanding कि to have a balance, right? So also for injury we can get the patti, we can get the first aid things and all. But for other concerns which I mentioned, fatigue, tiredness, कुछ करने का मन नहीं करता है. For that, it's important for us to ensure proteins, ensure nutritions, exercising in our day-to-day life, right? We can't, of course, not. We can't, of course, not just keep on adding food, tasty food, and not be mindful about these things. Hmm? So, of course, as we also speak, we are students. So, sleep is, of course, a lot of us might be compromising with our sleep, given, let's say, our hectic schedule, given our studies, using our phones, let's say, which is, of course, this is not a complaint. Even all, I think 90% of us, including me, does that. But also understanding this, these areas are important for us to ensure. Hmm. We can't also expect a lot out of our body and give nothing in return. What if what we are giving food, which is healthy, nutritious, and adequate sleep, exercises. Hmm. So yeah, now also trying to understand ki physical health, physical well-being might not always look like just what I said. It is a part, but also कि एक दिन कर लिया, then I'm fit. Of course not. Of course not. Trying to integrate these things as my habit in my daily routine. Mm. Just a 5 minute, 10 minute walk in the evening after I am done with my food, etc. Right? So this is a bit about physical health. Hmm? Now I think we'll come to mental health. Yeah. Uh, I have a question for all our participants, and I'll encourage you to drop down your response in the comments, or of course by turning your mic off as well. Hmm? When we say mental health, what is the first word that pops up in our head, in our mind? It could be anything. Hmm? Mindfulness. Anyone else? ठीक है, ठीक है. So, someone said mindfulness. Also, at times it come a lot of responses that I have got when I asked this question in my previous session was uh, pagal, at times anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, depression. Someone said, but also understanding mental health does not always means full blown concerns. जो आजकल बहुत fancy होता है, right? When we speak about swift depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, this, that, a lot of things. But I had a bad day and I feel lonely, I feel down. This is also affecting my mental health, right? So does that mean ki for me feeling having a mental health concern, it should just be anxiety, depression, and not my daily stresses? Hmm? So as we have our body and we have our physical health, similarly we have our mind. And वैसे ही there is mental health. Now mental health is a spectrum. Of course we can't cover everything today, but few of common aspects of mental health could be an individual's emotion, hmm, their behavior, their feelings, their social environment, right? So these are a few aspects of our mental health. uh, I think we all must be aware of what emotions are, what feelings are, what behavior are. Hmm? But also understanding ki majority of the times all these aspects are interconnected. I'll give an example. If I'm having a bad day at my work, which is my environment, hmm, I would have thoughts कि ये तो ऐसी है वैसी है. Thoughts के साथ साथ there are emotions. I'm feeling irritated. So you all see ये सारी चीजें एक साथ it gets affected, and at times these are interlinked. But also as we speak about not the as I spoke day stresses, abhi to even if we speak about just anxiety, depression, and the stigma around it, it is very unfortunate for us to have this stigma around, right? I'll give an example. Agar if I'm having a headache, four people in my family, my friends would suggest me to see a doctor. But when it comes to mental health, when people around me are seeing me concerned, hmm, of course they would cheer me up, but no one would ever ask me to consult a psychologist, to a counselor. Yeah. I think Hardeep ji has to say something, please.
So we can perhaps take questions at the very end of the webinar.
Of course. ठीक है.
Okay. Uh, Hardeep sir, I'd request you to put your question on the chat box
Hmm.
so we can address it at the very end.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hardeep ji. So, yes, no one would ask me to, let's say, consult a counselor because हमें नहीं पता है. As we were growing up, we have been not taught what you should do for your mental health concern and the stigma around it. हम बोलते भी कैसे हैं? Let's say in our daily words, what do we say? ये तो mental है. Like, do we say ये तो physical है? नहीं ना? That's the stigma, which is very unfortunate for us. So coming back to my previous point, mental health concern is not just always anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, bipolar. It could always be I'm just feeling low today because someone did something, or I've been feeling low lately. Let's say it's been a week. Hmm? That doesn't mean that I don't qualify for the criteria for seeking mental health support. Of course, I do. So this is something I wanted to highlight as well. So what can we do, right, for this, for ensuring our mental health, for taking care of our mental health? Hmm? A few pointers I would like to add could be, as someone also mentioned, practicing mindfulness, but mindfulness might not be relevant for every individual, but I'll give you a brief idea about mindfulness. Being aware of her mindfulness, as the word says, being aware of our feelings, emotions, my environment, my surroundings. Hmm? What am I feeling right now? Because what happens at times, we do tend to ignore uh, emotions which we do claim as negative emotions, anger, guilt, shame. So we don't address, हम accept ही नहीं करते कि मुझे गुस्सा आ रहा है, I'm feeling guilty, because those are termed as negative emotions. Hmm? We are never being told कि हंसो मत, don't be happy, right? So being mindful of our emotions, whatever I am feeling right now, understanding that, giving the emotion a tag at times might also help. Yeah. Next is also support, social support. I personally believe कि for an individual to work on their mental health, it's not just the individual or their therapist. It is the environment, it is the social setting around them, including their friends, family, teachers, colleagues, classmates, anyone. Hmm? So seeking support. We do, we might share certain things with certain individuals, but हम भी एक full stop लगा देते हैं, right? If again I'll take an example, if I'm feeling uncomfortable about certain actions of an individual, and I might not express them. Hmm? फिर वो दबता जाएगा, and if I keep suppressing it, later in the future it might burst out like a volcano. Hmm? So this is something we should also be very mindful about, seeking social support, just speaking out, crying in front of our friends if possible, expressing things to them. Hmm? So now, just wanted to understand how many more minutes do we have for this discussion?
Somewhere between 8 to 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay, ठीक है. All right. So this is again a bit a minute part of the mental health I think I try to cover. Now, let us also understand both together. Hmm? Mental health and physical health. First, it's I want to send across a strong message, as our mental health and our physical health are interlinked. Those are interlinked. If my mental health is not okay, मेरी physical health भी अपने आप नीचे आएगी, and vice versa. For example, I am about to speak in front of, let's say, 100 people on the stage. Hmm? I might feel anxious, or or any you can, you know, consider as per your own relatability as to what might seem okay for you. Let's say an event or an incident which makes you feel anxious. यहाँ पे you feel anxious, right? घबराहट हो रही है. But you would also always see your body reacting as well. You will feel uh, heaviness. Your heartbeat would increase, sweating, shivering. Yeah. So दोनों का एकदम, they go in hand to hand, mental health and physical health. And this is one part as well, but also understanding key, as you're also speaking about physical health and mental health. At times, deficiency of or low intake of certain nutritions, vitamins might also uh, influence our mental health. If you guys remember at the very beginning, we spoke about physical health. It's not just fever, it's also about feeling tired, fatigue, fun, laziness, right? So deficiency of such nutrition, vitamins might also increase the probability of our mind feeling not being up to the mark in terms of not able to function as to not concentrate 100%, feel lazy, getting tired very frequently, very easily. Hmm. So this is also a bit about how if we don't take care of our physical health, वो तो बिगड़ेगा ही, but also our mental health would also have to suffer. Another example I would take is, you know, if I'm hungry, if I had not had my breakfast, okay, and I have an important meeting to attend today, there are good chances that I might not feel focused. I might get irritated very easily. I might also not able to participate, give my input, which would ultimate affect my uh, productivity for the company, for whoever I am working with, or for. So do we understand कि सुबह मैंने सिर्फ breakfast नहीं किया, but कहाँ तक बात पहुँच गई? It is directly affecting my work, and which would of course affect things in future आगे करके. Hmm. So also as students, I understand कि we do have our lectures in the morning 8:39, and हम आलसी बन जाते हैं कि let's not have my breakfast. I don't want to have anything. Even I would भूख लगी तो मैं कैंटीन में वड़ा पाव खा लूंगी, right? Sometimes, as I also spoke earlier, sometimes it is okay, but not ensuring necessary nutrients, vitamins in our meal might affect our physical health and mental health both. Okay, so what do we do now? ये तो हमने समझ लिया कि how mental health and physical health are interlinked. We also saw how not taking care of any of these health might, of course, would influence the other one. Now let's try to understand what can we do now. What can we do now to ensure कि दोनों का ख्याल रख रहे हैं हम. Hmm? So again, Hardeep ji, I'll address your question at the end. Pakka. Okay. So discussing the sorry, where was I? Yeah, how can we work or take care of both our mental health and physical health simultaneously? So in our daily activity, let's say, um, अगर मैंने जो शुरू में बोला वो हम अडेप्ट कर रहे हैं, if you are exercising daily, I know not daily, but we'll try to exercise, have proper meals, adding on to relaxation techniques for our mind, for our body, hmm, uh, might of course help. Relaxation technique might not just look like rocket science. It's simple breathing. Mm, Uh, I also want to take this opportunity to speak about at times we do underestimate the effectiveness of breathing, deep breathing. हम क्या बोलते हैं ठीक है breathe in breathe out, but also if we would understand from of course both mental and physical health, breathing in regulates our body throughout ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक, our nervous system, and once that is settled, we would be more open to understand our emotions. We would be more open to be confident, be focused on our task throughout the day. Yeah. So bringing in these healthy food, let's say, adequate sleep, hmm, um, as I spoke right now, relaxation techniques, um, you know, self-care, कुछ भी कर लिया खुद के लिए. Of course, I understand as students about the schedule we spoke. padhai, let's say college, tuitions, maybe classes, if you guys are attending, it might get hectic for us. And it's of course not for fair for our body as well, right? So identifying things which you like. Hmm? It could be anything. It could be just, hanging out with your friend, calling your friend, playing badminton, this, that. It could be anything. Let's also bring that into our daily schedule. Remember, self-care is not being selfish. Hmm? In fact, if you don't take care of yourself, it is unfair to your body. It's unfair to you as an individual. So this is something I also wanted to speak about, the connection. Now also I wanted to specifically emphasize on the importance of being self-aware. In terms of if we identify कि I am not feeling, I'm feeling distressed. Let's not label anything. I'm feeling distressed, or I'm also feeling tired at times. Being self-aware, कि yes, I'm feeling this, and the help is available for this. Doctors, counselor, psychologist, the help is available. But है access है resources है, but the first step would be me myself identifying these emotions, these distresses. Okay, so this was my chotu sa talk about mental and physical health. I would also like to conclude this session with uh, what we saw physical health, we saw mental health, we saw both together as well. Hmm? Now I want you all to take the next 2 days, 3 days to identify if you are struggling with any of the things we spoke about today, or anything which is distressing to you. Yeah. Remember, no one has the right as well, and no one should say कि ये होगा तो you should feel lonely, ये होगा तो you should feel disappointed, distressed, right? It's you who who should be the one understanding, identifying certain distresses, and getting to help. I would like to conclude this session with one very important resource, as ma'am also mentioned that I work at Mukta Mental Health Helpline, right? So we are a mental health helpline service where we provide free counseling service to anyone in need. And this is telephonic. You don't have to come anywhere. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to say your name, anything. And we have trained psychologists on board with us who have been trained thoroughly for these sessions. And as I mentioned, this service is completely free of cost. And I'll also like to share that we also have a callback service. Our timings are from 12 to 8. And in case if you guys miss out on 12 to 8, you can always drop a callback request. I'll mention the helplines number in the comment box below. Thank you. I think we are open for questions
Okay.
now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hitesh, for giving such a reminder to us about how our mind and body are connected. And let me say, this is backed up with a lot of science and research, to our viewers here. Also, thank you for those small tips that you mentioned about, taking time for ourselves and self-care. And we talk about this quite a lot in this world, especially anywhere you go up on social media, you'll see self-care tips. All right. And I know it sounds easy, but at the same time, it's so important for us to have these reminders
Yes.
in this busy world to continue to take care of both our mind and our body. And as you, I really appreciate the work of your foundation too. Thank you for being here with us. If there are any questions from the audience, this is now the time to ask. You can put it on the chat box. And I'd request our HOD, Professor Ruchu Kutiala ma'am. I think there's a question about supplements for nutritional
Yeah,
needs.
I'll see.
I think Mr. Hitesh and Ruchu ma'am, you both can address this.
Uh,
Yes,
Thank
Ruchu ma'am,
you.
I think.
Yeah, thank you.
nutrition.
Thank you so much, Sanithya. And before we actually take up the questions ahead, uh, I would like to say perhaps a grateful thanks to you, sir, for just accepting this invitation. And Mr. Hitesh, what you spoke about, first of all, I would like to say that it is a wonderful job what you are doing, because whenever somebody is in a period of distress, the one major thing what immediately pops up in mind and comes to in mind is that where to go, what to do,
Exactly.
to whom to connect, and to whom to contact.
Yeah.
Media is so powerful, social media, or well, small screen or big screen, everything is so powerful that it has been seen that such kind of topics have been covered some or the other way, even in the form of the media. And what we learn in these topic is the major thing, that if somebody is in the state of despair, they try to make one call. And if that call is picked up, maybe the scenario is changed. And if it is not, the scenario is again changed.
Yeah.
So here, Mukta, the foundation, whatever you guys are doing, that is that holding hand at that point by not revealing the identity and still a ear to listen with that empathy. So, from my side as well as from my team, I would like to really heartily congratulate you. Although I'm a little curious to know that how people collaborate with you. Like you rightly mentioned that you have a team of psychologists, not psychiatrist or and psychiatrist.
No, no, just trained psychologist.
Psychologist. Okay. So, is it like that you all have collaborated together, or how come one can, join this foundation? Is